Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? All right, let's run it back. Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and take some movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, can't call it, man. Just out here in these streets, heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just trying to survive, man. Coming into this month of December, that I'm ready to. Man, I wish I could just skip over this shit, but I ain't gonna get on here and complain. But how you feeling though, man? Everything good with you?
Oh man, everything is great, man. So you know what I'm saying. Tomorrow, I'm super excited. You know what I'm saying. I'll be doing my Amazon thing tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm finally moving into your territory. You know what I'm saying? Doing my little thing that way. Moving in packages, you know what I'm saying, out here slinging the packages, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, bro. And I
Hey,
get
man.
my Amazon vest and shit.
Hey, I'm excited for you, man. I'm telling you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
It's something I got 15 years of experience in. Well, really more,
Yeah.
honestly, because that's just FedEx. Like I worked for
Right.
DHL. I worked for another company before I went to DHL. So I've been doing this driving, delivering thing for a minute, man. So
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um this is it's a job that's not for the weak, but it is a very rewarding job. I will say that. It is a
yeah,
very rewarding job.
I can see that. I can see that definitely. And like I said, like my biggest thing, man, honestly, is for me personally. The reason why I like it so much is the fact of being by myself, but also, you know what I'm saying, like from the neck up, it's not really work for me, man, because the pods they keep me going. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's just like you're not really having any interruptions other than people badass driving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's straight, man. It's just like
Hey
it's something.
man, let me tell you something. Outside of all of that good stuff you just named, the women. Oh, man, it's like going to an art gallery every day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
It's like going to look at Picasso's all day long, man. You know what I'm saying?
you,
The
yeah,
phrase look, if the phrase look but don't touch was a person, I'd be it.
man. Look, they definitely out there. You see a bunch of them when you do
Mm-hmm.
this job. You do.
Man,
You
for
actually do.
Thanksgiving, oh my god. It was out in droves. It was out in droves. It was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't steer the cart half the time, man.
Oh man, well you wildin', you
It
wildin',
was beautiful women everywhere. I didn't know what to do.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
You you are something else. Nah, but yeah, it's they definitely out there, man. It's
Yeah.
they rule this package thing. I will tell you this, they get a lot of packages. I can say that.
Hey, not mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not mad at
stay on that order button.
yeah, yeah. And let me tell you another thing too though. You know, because I deliver food as well. They in there
Mhm.
putting the packages in there. You know what I'm saying? Packaging the stuff up or whatever they do inside them factories. They doing that too. So yeah, they doing their thing.
Oh yeah, man. The women they the ones out here doing it, man. They're just like,
Mhm.
dude, like when I look up and down the belt, like it's mostly women loading trucks. Like
Yeah.
and they be the best ones. You know what I'm
Mhm. We
saying?
got we got two Amazon factories out where I'm at, and I mean it's like every time I go there, it's never it's like it's never a dude that comes outside. It's always a woman.
Yep.
Always. And they get whatever they order and they just be back on their way. They go right back in there and get to their joint, man. I'm like, yo, some of these dudes in here slipping, man. You get you a woman with a great job out here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And
man.
they out here putting work in, man.
Mhm.
It's like what it is now. I'm not saying women ever been lazy, but it's just like it's just getting to the point where it's like they the only ones out here really, really, you know what I'm saying, putting the work in. And it's like these dudes,
Absolutely.
man, it's like they starting to
Oh
slack.
man, I don't even want to talk about these bums, man. It's
Man,
sickening.
I'm telling you.
It's
It's a
sickening.
bunch of them out there. It's a bunch of them out there, man. So
All they
yeah,
want is handouts. That's it.
man, who you telling?
They wanna live off their girl, or they wanna live off of their mama, or they wanna, find a way to, what I'm saying, scam something. Bro, just I don't know, man. I just ain't never seen so many dudes not have hustle in them. Because I grew up around dudes that is all they do. They may not have had a job, but they either cut hair, cut grass. They, what I'm saying, they was maintenance men. They built stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they always had
Yep.
their own hustle. So we like anything. They always had their own hustle. These dudes don't even sell drugs. I'm serious. They don't even want to sell drugs. They take them, won't sell them. I
Man,
don't
that's what
get it, man.
they were talking about rappers, and they were just saying like back in the day, rappers used to be the drug dealers. It's like
Yeah,
now they the addicts.
yeah. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm talking about, bro. I told this one dude, man, because he was complaining. And he was asking me, how did I like DoorDash and stuff. He was sitting outside of McDonald's. And I had to run back to my car to go get some because I was, waiting on them to put one of the orders up. So he asking me, like, man, you doing DoorDash? I'm like, yeah. He said, man, how you like it? I said, man, I love it. And I asked him, like, you work here? He said, oh, no, man, shit, no, I ain't got no job. And I
The
realized he was
fuck?
outside begging. Yeah,
Uh,
he was outside begging. He looked
I don't
like
even,
he do drugs, though.
I don't even want
But I
that
told him,
energy to feed off of me.
yeah, I know. I told him, he was like, you got some change? I said, nah, man, I ain't got nothing. I said, I don't carry cash. I said, you should sell weed. I said, it's legal now. Because, weed just got legalized in Ohio. So
Oh,
I told
okay.
him, you should sell weed, it's legal now. He was like, nah, I smoke it though. What? But yeah, like I said, man, they rather do the drugs than sell them. You know what I'm saying? They rather find a girl with a job so they can live off her and have her, buy stuff. They looking for a mommy. Niggas is out here looking for a mommy, bro.
That's hilarious. You didn't
And not
say
the Spanish
mom.
mommy. I'm talking about a goo goo gaga mommy.
Yeah, put a pacifier in their mouth.
Yeah, man. They want to be fed and burped and shit like that. I got time for that weird shit, man.
Hell
Grow
no,
up.
that's weirdo
Be a
shit.
man. Get out here in these elements, man, and put your hands to use. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir, man. Man, preach to
Yeah.
him, Scoots.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, ain't nothing like having the freedom of having your own money, having your own car, you know what I'm saying? Your own space in your house, your own what else am I missing? Your own bills, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like motherfucker call you, tell you got to keep the lights off because you running up they light bill. You don't that. You know what I'm saying? You at home chilling, motherfucker tell you, hey man, you kept the motherfucking lights on all night. You like, God damn, you ain't even at the house yet. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You don't want to go through that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Get out here and get it on your own, man. There's too many ways to make money out here. You know what I'm saying? Make some goddamn YouTube videos. Something. Be
Something,
productive, man.
man.
Yeah, be productive. Shout out to all the women out there that's getting that money, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yes,
looking for a
sir.
man with a job, I'm your guy. You know? I got two of them. Shit, I really got four, but I only work two. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
And I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ed Scoots Bronson, email, DM this man.
Yeah, DM me. You know what I'm saying? I'm co-owner. I'm, co- I'm co-owner of a media company and all kind of shit. Like, what's up, baby? You know what I'm saying? What I do say, what's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Enough of me shooting my shot, man. To the ladies out there with jobs. Um, Today, man, we here to give appreciation, man, to give love, to shed light on one of the best actors of our time, Mr. Bokeem Woodbine. Born in April 13th, born on April 13th, 1973, Harlem, New York. Bokeem Woodbine started acting in 1992 and is still active to this day. Um, he has did it say how many
Says 105 as an actor.
over 105 credits as an actor, which is truly amazing for somebody who has rare appearances in leading roles. This man has been in everything from Ray to Jason's Lyric to Dead Presidents. My man was even in Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? He's done it all. He's probably seen it all. Ain't no telling, but definitely a real treasure in Black Hollywood, man. So let's talk about it, man. Bokeem Woodbine, man. What do you know about Bokeem Woodbine?
What I know, okay, I got a good. So I read something today, and the only thing I could think of is the great Sam L. Jackson, because something that people credit him for is like not really turning down roles. And it was like, Bo King just like, somebody hit him with something, he'll go do that shit, like no matter what it is. And it kind of reminded me of Sam L. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because there was a time, I mean, even still to this day, like you see Sam, like he constantly works all the time. And it's like when it comes to Bo King, like he's kind of the same way. And I think that he is a person who's like, yo, like I'm not going to downgrade or diminish any role. Like what I am, I'm a true actor to the core. So it's like whether it's what I'm saying, a low budget movie, whether it's, what I'm saying, a huge box office movie, or if it's, one episode, because he's done a lot of like TV, what I'm saying, whether it's one episode in a series or whatever the case may be, like, he has appeared in so much stuff and even music videos, what I'm saying, most famously is for I Ain't Mad at You, what I'm saying, with Tupac.
yep,
Um,
yep.
so, he was in the Protect Your Neck video with Wu Tang, what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So he's, he's with, even though he's a serious actor, like, what I'm saying, he's still like hip hop to the core, what I'm saying, when he was jumping like these videos, when videos was a thing, like videos ain't really a thing anymore. So
Mhm.
it's like, somebody could come out with a, what I'm saying, with a dope video, and it's like, it's not even, first of all, it ain't being played nowhere but YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people, YouTube is their TV now. So, but it's just, it's different when you see it on 106 in Park or TRL, or you know what I'm saying? Like this video just don't have those vibes no more. And you want to know something else that kind of sucks about that? Like
Mhm.
when you look at the people who started doing videos, like F. Gary Gray, and you know what I'm saying, uh, what? Oh man, what? Hype Williams,
Yep.
Benny Bloom, like these people, like
Director X.
Director X. It's like that. It's not really a lane for that anymore. So it kind of
Yeah,
sucks
like
that
music videos.
yeah.
You know what? Because I want to let you finish your point. However, after you get done, I do want to talk about this because that is a very interesting take. But I think now is the best time for those type of guys to make music videos.
Like I said, it's with YouTube being what it is now. like these videos are gonna get plays. It's gonna
Mhm.
get plays, but it's still different watching a countdown show or whatever it, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was, because TRL was more of like, it was more like a voting thing, right? Or like what was the, like the number one video and stuff like that, wasn't it? I
No,
think it
that
was.
was
I think.
I okay. Let me be honest. I know about TRL and like Carson Daly and all that shit, but I did not watch that bullshit. And the reason I didn't watch that bullshit was because MTV at the time played a lot of pop music, and
Yeah.
I ain't give two fucks about pop music videos. So they were like, unless it was like Britney Spears or NSYNC or one of them who actually was, you know what I'm saying, connected somehow to like the hip hop community, like I didn't give really too many fucks about it, except for who was it, like Green Day and all them, kinda, but even
Yeah.
still, nah. But like as far as that, I would say 106 in Park was the one because you know you could call in and vote,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
One
you know
of
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
One of his.
So
Yeah.
106 in Park definitely had that format. TRL, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Only thing I was saying, the only point I was trying to make was, Bokeem is just is a very interesting person, and another person. So I brought up Sam L, who was just, now we can't compare him to him
Right.
because Sam L just,
Different level. Different
yeah,
level.
the different atmosphere. But like,
Hmm.
but the other person which we done on here, we done very early on here, is Loretta Devine. You know what I'm saying? She has tons of credits, but there's
Hmm.
not many where she is the lead, or
Right.
if any, really.
Right.
Um, and Bokeem is the same way. And something that's really wild about that was he had one credit before, and really basically took that appearance that he had in his first movie that came out in '92, and to
Hmm.
get us, like, not the leading role, but the co-leading role in Jason's Lyric. And not only did he get that, but to put on the performance that he did in that. We'll get to that. But I just think he's a very talented guy where people's, like, no matter what your ethnicity is, everybody's seen him. You might not know his name. You might
Right.
not know his name, but you'll see his face and be like, "Yo, I know that guy. I seen him in such and such." He's one of those guys, unfortunately, to where it's like you know his face, but you don't know his name.
Hmm.
So, same question back to you, Bokeem Woodbine. What you think, or what are you thinking?
So, um, so Bokeem Woodbine, fun fact that I just found out doing the research on him. And I feel like we've been cheated out of, I don't know what could have possibly been a great action star. Did you know that Bokeem Woodbine is a lifelong martial artist?
Didn't know.
Hapkido and Kung Fu. Shaolin Kung Fu at that. Bro, this nigga could have been the next Wesley Snipes.
Damn.
Now I'm assuming, and I hope hopefully it's no, and so no offense, because it's no malicious intent in this, but I'm assuming it's because of the fact that he didn't have the quintessential Hollywood look.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I honestly feel like he could have been like the next action star for Black Hollywood, especially knowing that he has this background. Because somebody else who's in that same lane who has a very extensive martial arts background, who technically became an action star, is Keanu Reeves. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And this motherfucker is what, almost 60, and he's still doing John Wick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They got, I don't know how many John Wick movies out of there. I think it's like 4, and they talking about possibly making another one. So I'm like, yo, Bokeem Woodbine could have that could have been where his lead role position. Excuse me, that could have been where his lead role position comes from. Is him being, you know what I'm saying, in action movies. or being an action star. And we've seen him in action movies before, of course. I'm not saying he hasn't been in them. I'm saying that he hasn't starred in them. And I feel like that could have been the, you know what I'm saying, like the place for him. Um, I'm not sure where that disconnect was, but I think that really could have been super big for him, especially um being able to, you know what I'm saying, being able to, already know how to fight, you know what I'm saying? You already know movements and stances and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like, how can you know what I'm saying? Like, how could Hollywood drop the ball on that one? But real quick, back to your point of the video thing. And the reason I was saying that is you mentioned one, YouTube, but I was saying because of the way how TikTok and Instagram is right now. I mean, basically, that's what people are, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people are doing. They're making videos for, you know what I'm saying, like these formats, and just thinking like how dope would it be if Benny Boom was making, you know what I'm saying, like videos, like working with artists to help them promote, you know what I'm saying, they single or whatever, to do a TikTok video or Instagram video or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a F. Gary Gray doing the same thing. Like, yo, that would be huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be on a whole nother scale, something that we really have kind of seen, but we've never seen with that type of genius behind it. You know what I'm saying? But that was, you know what I'm saying, just to add on to that. But as far as Bokeem Woodbine, another thing too is, yo, he played the Shocker in Spider-Man.
Okay.
And he didn't really like get into the role because like it wasn't like it wasn't like, the actual character Shocker. It was the character's um I guess you say alter ego. Well, it's not the alter ego, it's the origin ego. But he played Herman Schultz, who is known as the Shocker in the Spider-Man comics. And in the cartoons, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real major character in that. And I feel like, once again, the ball was dropped, because how dope would have been for him to play that character, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, he knows how to do fighting and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying, I feel like, especially in this, we got cheated out of an extra villain. And you know what I'm saying, I feel like he gets cheated out of a role. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And because I'm trying to think which one. This is Spider-Man Homecoming. So is this the one with?
That's the so Homecoming. That's the one that came out in 17. So that was the second one. Was it? Wait a minute. Was it the second one?
No, this is this. Yeah, you're right. It's the second one, but this is the one with Michael Keaton as the Vulture.
Yes.
So this is
Yes.
the one where they were supposed to be, quote unquote, getting the starting like the whole Sinister Six thing.
Hmm.
Um, So I think that would have been like, because he was actually a part of it. I do remember this. He was actually a part of it, because I think that's when they were still in like the Stark tech to create the wings and stuff for the Vulture. He just never really like, you know what I'm saying, had like the costume and the look, which, you know what I'm saying, to me, now that I'm thinking about it, that would have been perfect for film if he would have, you know what I'm saying, played that role. I think that would have been dope, man. I think that would have been real dope.
Yeah, and I think now you're way more in that because when you said um who you say he played the
Shocker.
Michael Keaton played Shocker. Like, see, you in the comic book world, so like I
Mhm.
don't know all the villains and all of that type stuff,
So
but
if you ever watched if you ever watched the Spider-Man cartoon show, they used to come on, I believe it was Fox. It used to come on with X-Men. Um they had like they was they were able to show like a lot of the villains, right? So you had like Rhino, you had the Lizard, um you had Doc Ock, you had You know what I'm saying? Of course, the Green Goblin. You had Mysterio. Um, you had Morbius. Um, and Blade was in it. You know what I'm saying? For when Morbius was in it, they had Blade in it because Blade was chasing Morbius. They had a crossover with the X-Men. Like it's a bunch of different things that they had in there. But Shocker was one of them, and I want to say, hold on, because let me make sure I'm not mixing them up. Where's the one at? It's is this the one? Nope, because that's the first one. It's the one with Andrew Garfield. That's the one I'm looking for.
The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jamie Foxx plays Electro, which is a
Yes.
totally different character, but Shocker is he more like a henchman. He not really like a main villain, but like you know what I'm saying? He's a Spider-Man villain. But he it's a dude like he in like a weird yellow, I think it's yellow and red costume, but it's like he got fishnet over him. It's a weird look. It's a super weird look. Let me see if I could find it real quick. I'll post it up on here. But yeah, I mean I just think that it would have been dope to see, you know what I'm saying, him in that role, and then him actually you know what I'm saying, getting the chance, because I mean that could have been something that would have been super big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, you 100% right, man. But I want to talk about now. I've had it on the list for a while because I think the movie is a really underrated movie. And it's kind of really all over the place. Um, and I don't think people understand, like, if there's, I mean, I don't know the backstory, but what I do know is, so the first movie that he played in was a TV movie called Scrapped. Now, this is the
Oh
thing about Scrapped.
yeah, real quick,
It,
this is who Shocker is for the people.
oh,
Um
okay.
just, you know what I'm saying, just to give people a visual of what the character looks like. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, you straight, you straight. But it was the director debut for Forrest Whitaker, right? First movie that Forrest Whitaker directed.
Hmm.
So then you go to Jason's Lyric, who is Joshua's dad, Forrest Whitaker. So that
Right.
was a little reconnection there. And like I said, he had a bigger role in
Hmm.
Jason's Lyric. And to be the drunken brother who's considered to be, you know what I'm saying, the fuck up and all of this type stuff. Now, I will say, Bokeem Woodbine can play a good drunk. He did really good at playing a drunk gangster. He did really good at doing that. But I just think that I don't think it's as easy as people think it may be. You know what I'm saying? I think
Hmm.
everybody feel that, oh man, I can get on the TV screen and play drunk. But like the whole thing about Jason's Lyric really threw a lot of people off because every time that they had those flashbacks in that movie, they always made it appear like Joshua was you know what I'm saying? Now granted, he was the one that Jason had to go pick up out of jail, and he was the one that, you know, we seen him drunk and all this type stuff, but they both just had different issues. But then at the end of the day, Jason's biggest issue was he was the one who shot and killed their father.
Right.
But the movie is portraying that, the movie showing you that scene over and over and over, and you just thinking automatically, oh, Jason, I mean not Jason, but Josh was the one who shot him. But at the end of the day, it was actually Jason was the one who shot him. And I just think that the way that that movie goes, like, I mean, there's a lot of different little stuff in there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Jada Pickett in there, you got Tretch in there. Like it's just uh oh man, what's my man name? Main damn character.
Lorenz,
Alan Payne.
I say Lorenz Tate.
No, Alan Payne. So I just think that his performance in that movie, I honestly think it's looked over. I don't think people realize for him to be now he did Crooklyn the same year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which one came out first, but for him to really just to be climbing onto the scene, to in my opinion, to put on the performance that he did in Jason's Lyric, I think that you can look at that movie and be like, oh, well, this guy's gonna have a promising career. Now, I
Right.
still think it's promising, even though he never really had that one role. Now, there is a role where he's known for. We'll get there. He ain't even say a fucking word. You know what I mean? And I know you know which one I'm talking about. He ain't even say a word in there.
I'm not
But
happy.
yeah. But no, man, I just honestly think that if y'all never seen Jason's Lyric, I think Bokeem Woodbine put on an acting clinic in that shit. That's all I want to say about
That is true. You are definitely right. But you had mentioned the "I Ain't Mad at You" video,
that.
and what was interesting about that is from that video he ended up working with Tupac again in Gridlock.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to see that, you know what I'm saying, because we mention this about Tarantino all the time, how and Scorsese about how, or and Spike Lee for that matter, you know what I'm saying, they work with these people and you know what I'm saying, they end up building a rapport. Next thing you know, they on multiple projects together doing multiple things. And I want to say Gridlock is the last movie that Tupac had before he died, if I'm not mistaken.
I it was either that or gang related. I can't remember which.
It might be gang related
I think
because
it is gang
Gridlock
related because
came
that's
out
the
in
one
'97. So when did gang related come out?
gang related. Gang related came out. Um, and see, I think it's gang related because that was the one with Steve Belushi,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it came out in '97 too. Because I actually watched gang related not too long ago, and they did the rest in peace thing. Um, at the end of the movie to Tupac. I think it was gang related. I think Gridlock came out and then gang related came out after it. So I believe Gridlock was actually his last credited movie to come out.
Right.
Yeah, I do believe. Let me see.
His
Facts
IMDb is
about that
weird, bro.
like that multiple times.
Why is
Okay.
Tupac? Why is Tupac in the the Robert Kardashian TV movie?
I have no idea.
I want to watch that now just to see what that's about because that's a wild that's a very wild stat to have on your IMDb. Goodness gracious.
Okay, yep, this was Tupac's last film. All right, the first
Yep,
one was
you're right.
given the
Gang related.
Yep,
They came
yep,
out the same year.
yep. The game related. Yep, yep. So it was that. But they said that him and Bokeem Woodbine were good friends, though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's crazy is a lot of people that had worked with him. Um, they said that a lot. Like if you, well, I mean, of course, most people probably said that, of course, because who he was. But like for the most part, right? Like even with Tretch, you know what I'm saying? Somebody Bokeem Woodbine worked with. You know what I'm saying? To for Tretch to had been alive during that conflict in the early
Hmm.
90s, mid to early 90s. And especially with everything that was going on, like he was one of the ones that kind of wasn't affected by none of that because like I hear stories all the time about how Tretch was going from like east to west coast easily and nobody was messing with him. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, like Tretch talk about how, you know what I'm saying, like him and Pac used to kick it like crazy. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And Tretch in his own right is a pretty decent actor. Um, his early works, like when he was doing like those kind of like, I don't want to say bootleg movies, like low budget movies, it was kind of off. And then like the more and more he got into it, he kind of got better.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, Tretch is somebody who worked with Bokeem Woodbine, who also, you know, had that same thing to say about Tupac, and you know what I'm saying, and talk great things about him. But I can imagine though, you know what I'm saying, somebody like Bokeem Woodbine, who by this time, this is what, 1997. He's 5 years in the game. Um, he got some pretty decent shit under his belt. You know what I'm saying? The Rock, which is a great movie.
Oh,
He was
wait a
on
minute, man.
what?
How you gonna skip over Panther, man?
Hold on, good brother.
Oh, okay,
First, first and
okay. That was.
foremost, I'm going from when Gridlock came out.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
My bad.
I'm just
My
saying
fault. My
like
fault.
I'm saying by this time, right? We talking about Bokeem Woodbine. So by this time, he's done New York Undercover, huge show in the 90s.
Yep.
That was your law. Well, yeah, that was your Law and Order before Law and Order. Shout out to Dick Wolf. Um,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? He did The Rock, which is a huge movie. He was in the X Files. He had did Dead Presidents by this time. Like you said, he did Panther, Jason's Lyric, Crooklyn. So I mean, he did TLC music video by this time, and that's when he did I Ain't Mad at You too. So he had some credits under his belt, some major credits, and he was a prominent figure in this I Ain't Mad at You video. He was the nigga that Tupac was talking to throughout this whole video. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? For a lot of people that don't know that song or haven't seen that video, the song is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, Tupac talking about a friend of his who, you know what I'm saying, like they kind of grew apart and they kind of changed and went down different paths in life, and how, you know what I'm saying, he, got to love him from a distance basically. And
Yeah.
Bokeem Woodbine is embodying this, you know what I'm saying, this metaphorical character that Tupac is talking about. So, I mean, that's not a bad resume to have. You know what I'm saying? And The Rock is like a classic to some people.
This is definitely true, man. And then, like, I mean, if you're talking about TV shows, like, I mean, it was only one appearance, but he popped up in The Sopranos for an episode. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And for what The Sopranos was at that time, you know, to even appear in that show, you know what I'm saying, in
big,
1999 is a big deal. But I
big.
mean, then what I'm saying, he made his way on to the video games with the well, I think is it a video game? Was Wishmat it says video.
Oh, Wishmaster is a horror movie. You never seen Wishmaster?
No, but why does it say video? I don't know
That
why it says video.
wait a fucking minute. I think I got one on you. You ain't never seen Wishmaster at all?
No, no,
Okay.
never seen
I feel
Wishmaster.
better now. I feel good. Because I said a horror movie that you haven't seen. Yo, yeah, Wishmaster is like what's the Pinhead movie?
Hellraiser.
Yeah, Wishmaster is in that same vein as like Hellraiser. Um, but no, yeah, Wishmaster is a movie. But you are right. He did get into video games. He was in the video game Payday 1 and 2.
Got you, got you.
Yeah, he did voiceover work for Payday, which is Payday 2 might have been one of the greatest games ever created. It's a video game about doing heists, and you would have to like literally get the right equipment. You would have to go rob a bank with people in there. You would have to keep people calm. You have to stop people from calling like the police and shit like that. It was a great game. But he definitely had a major part in that. He actually voiced one of the characters, one of the main characters too, in that.
Dope, dope. But man, since I brought up 1999, man, come on, man.
Well, that was a great year for him.
It really was. It really was. But my guy, man, you
He
talking
had
about
first
one?
off, wait. He had 5 movies, well, 4 movies and he was in a TV show. That's big.
It's big, real big. And
That's
to get
big.
I don't think people realize. And the thing is, like, I don't know what it is with us. It's like when it comes to movies, comedy movies that have like a lot of like the most funniest moments ever, where for some odd reason they slide down our list because I think that because I think that we know we gonna end up spending so much time on like scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, dude, to have the people, the roster that's in life,
It's only been done 2 other times. Well, I might be mistaken. Maybe 3 other times.
but to have the roster and for you to stand for two reasons, for you to stand out in a movie where you don't say a word, but also to have one of the wildest names ever.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Can't get right.
Can't get right.
And what I love about it is it's super offensive because of what it stands for. But
Yeah. And
for
how the dude
somebody,
explained it.
yeah, but they just found a way to make it so unoffensive though. Like for anybody that would have had that condition, they never would have felt the way about Can't Get Right in this film. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because it was just like really, if you watch it, it's just like he just don't talk.
Yeah. I mean
And
that's really all it is.
I got a theory too. I got a real
Okay.
theory. Nothing was wrong with Can't Get Right. He was
Okay.
clumsy, but his real problem was that he stuttered real bad.
So you think it was because he was so embarrassed of his stuttering that he just didn't say anything?
Okay, and
Okay.
this is my basis for this theory, right? Remember when he was trying to find out who was the father of his daughter's or his grandson, right? He was holding the baby up to people's faces, and he went to Can't Get Right, and Can't Get Right was about to talk, but he was like, and he was trying to get it out. That's stuttering, right?
Hmm.
So if you ever know anybody that stutters or any of that, you'll see them do that. Like you'll see them trying to push out the words. So before he was even getting a chance to talk, then they cut him off and was like, "I'm the pappy," and then they did, saying that whole bit of this of the scene. But go back and rewatch that and watch how he about to talk. That's a stutter. If you ever seen one before, that's definitely a stutter. I think he just had a stuttering problem.
Could be true. Could be true. Could be definitely be true. Because I don't know. Because the thing is, like the one dude that when and I don't know if that guy was just like on the bus there with him. I don't know if the
Mhm.
guy really knew him, but like when the dude was trying to get him to talk, he was just like he was like he was like boss, like just like the boy don't talk. He was like, man, he just can't get right. And he was
Yeah.
like, can't get right. Let's see how long you last.
I'm
And
weak.
then that shit just caught. Like it just caught. But like another thing, like to go back to the music video thing, but also tied into a TV show. So he's credited in being in, I think it was it two or three, two Wu Tang videos,
Yeah.
which I mentioned earlier. He was in Protect Your Neck, and
Which makes a lot of sense.
yes, because he's
He's
from New
from Harlem.
York. Yeah, he's from Harlem, and the Gravel Pit. So fast forward to I think the first season came out in 2007, 18 maybe. Hold on, let me get it right
Yeah, he played a
because I
uncle, right?
watched. No, he was the stepdad.
Mm.
He was the no. He was what's name's real father. He was So it came out in 2019 through 2023. He was Jerome. He was he was
Give us 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. We having some technical difficulties with S Dot. But what he was saying is that he basically had like a full circle moment because he played in the Wu Tang. If I'm, let me make sure I'm doing this right. I want to say he was in the Wu Tang saga. Yep, the Wu Tang TV show. Um, he played Jerome. Uh, I'm not sure what the character is because I never seen it. It'll take S Dot to tell you who Jerome is, but he was in the Wu Tang show. On I believe it's FX and Hulu.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was on there. He was the Wizard's father.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's dope.
yeah.
And
So
it also says that he was Robot Don Cornelius.
yes. Well, see, this is the thing. So in the last season,
Mm-hmm.
what they did was, so it was really dope how they did it was like they zeroed in on like everybody's like own personality when people started getting into their solo careers and stuff.
Yeah.
So we know how Wu-Tang came together. Well, actually, like Method Man kind of had a ring. He was ringing off. And so it was kind of like Method Man was kind of like solo a little bit, but he was, all about Wu-Tang because the Method Man song was like a Method Man song, but at the same time, it was on the Wu-Tang
Yeah, it's an
36
actual Wu
Chambers.
Tang. Yeah, it's a Wu Tang song, but it's
Yeah, it's
Method Man solo song. Yeah.
exactly. So when they got to the third or fourth season, I forgot how many seasons it was. I think it was 3 seasons. So when it got to the third one, what they did was they did everybody's like individual thing of like everybody's own personality into how they got into their solo shit. So
Okay.
there was one episode where one of the people, I can't remember which one it actually was, where he like everybody played a different character. Like it was it was kind of like it was really weird how they did it, but it was dope how they did it as well. So like there was one, I think it was Old Dirty, if I'm not mistaken. And what
Mm-hmm.
it was like, Old Dirty was like on like a Soul Train stage, whatever, like singing, like he was trying to sing like opera type of shit. And like
Mm-hmm.
so Bokeem played like a different character as like he was like Don Cornelius or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like they was on Soul Train, all this and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that was wild. It was wild how they did that. Like obviously Raekwon shit was, he was just like it was kind of like a Godfather type of drug dealer type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The wizard went on this fucking quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wearing all the Chinese clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like everybody had like their individual thing. So it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty dope how they was able to do that. But to have that full circle, to be in those two videos as early as you was, and then for Wu-Tang to be like, yo, we doing this TV series, you know what I'm saying? We want to bring you in, since you've been this loyal dude this whole time. We
Mm-hmm.
want you to be a part of what was it called? Wu-Tang, an American Saga. For
Yeah.
him to be involved in that, I think that
That's
whole full
dope.
circle was dope.
Yeah, that's dope. And R.I.P. to the Ason the God, aka, or I'm about to say AKA, better known as Old Dirty Bastard, aka
Yeah.
Dirt McGirt. That's my
Yep.
nigga, man. That's my favorite member of the Wu Tang Clan.
Man, you already know, boy. Raekwon for me all day.
I feel you, but Dirt
You know what I'm saying?
McGirt
The
was made.
chef.
I feel you, man. Wu Tang, man. It's for the children. Um, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing to fuck with. Don't forget that part.
Yes.
So real quick, bro. Like because I just wanna go over this. And what's funny is we just did a movie that he was in too, Overlord, by the way. Go check that out. If you guys finish, well, by the time you guys finish this episode, you can go back and listen to other episodes. So go back and listen to Overlord. Um he was in, I mean, bro, he was in Billionaire Boys Club. He was in Snowfall for an episode. We mentioned Spider-Man Homecoming. Um And this is what I really like about Bokeem Woodbine, right? Because he's not too excuse me, he's not too good for certain things, right? Because some actors, once they get to a certain status, they like, I would never do nothing like that. Bokeem Woodbine to me seems like he's the type of dude, like, if he thinks it's a good idea, he's gonna jump into it and he's gonna do it, right? So he did an episode of Drunk History. For those that don't know what Drunk History is, it's pretty much a comic show, a comedy show, I'm sorry, on Comedy Central, where uh they get people drunk and they tell like events in history as they're drinking and getting drunk, which makes it even funnier because after a while they get so drunk they start like making shit up and adding shit in. When it start off great, and then by the end, somehow, some way, like some wild shit happens. But this nigga played George Washington in the episode of Drunk History. For people who don't understand how funny that is, if you know what Bokeem Woodbine looks like, he's a bald head, dark skinned black man. The furthest thing from George Washington. You know what I'm saying? And he played George Washington in that, bro. And I thought that was hilarious. The episode was funny. Um, and they were basically talking about the American Revolution and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? He played that. But he was also in Chicago PD, which is super, super huge. Still an ongoing show. Once again, shout out to Dick Wolf. Um, and it seems as if that's another connection that he has. You know what I'm saying? To go from New York Undercover to go to, you know what I'm saying, Chicago PD, and there's no telling what others. So for right now, there's no telling like what other shows he's been in.
I think
That
he did one episode of Law and Order. I
yeah,
think
you
I
know what
think
I'm
it was
saying.
Criminal Intent. I think.
Yeah, so he's been in a lot of Dick Wolf productions. Um, Let me see. He was in Jarhead 2.
Yep, two.
Okay. Why did I feel like he was in one, the first one too? Um, let me see, man. He was in Riddick, which is big.
I'm,
Uh, that's real big. He was in The Host. The Host wasn't that big of a movie, but it did get, you know what I'm saying, some acclaim. He was in the Total Recall remake
yeah,
in
that I
2004.
liked it. I
Yeah.
liked that one, man. I'm sorry. I thought that Total Recall remake was pretty dope.
Okay. Okay. He was in Devil. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, we did
Um.
Devil.
Yep. He was in Saving Grace, which is a TV show that was pretty big. He was also in one of my favorite movies, Black Dynamite. He was Black Hand Jack, a hating ass nigga who couldn't stand Black Dynamite. 'Cause I better say Black Domino. Black Dynamite was telling all them niggas to stop pushing the drugs because it was doing whatever the drugs was doing. It was doing something. And Black Dynamite wasn't having that shit. And he ain't like that because he was gonna cut down on his move. But yeah, you was right. Law and Order, Criminal Intent. He was in the Blade TV series that had a very, very short run. I don't even think it had a full season, but it had a super short run. And I'm trying to think who was
Sticky
in
Fingers.
yeah, he was Blade, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. That was trash. But shout out to Sticky Fingers, which is funny because I also used to think that them two was the same people.
They do like though.
I, every time I see Bokeem Woodbine, I'm like, man, this nigga from Onyx is doing amazing. Bro. This nigga is killing it. Until I realized that's not Sticky Fingers. Um,
Oh man.
yo, my man did Confessions of a Call Girl, which is one of those, straight to DVD movies. Um, he was in Bones, you know what I'm saying? Huge TV show. CSI Miami, huge TV show. He was in Ray. Um, Jasper, Texas. he was in that TV movie. I believe that was about the young boys who got killed in Jasper.
I'm not familiar with that. Not familiar with that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh no, I'm tripping. I'm thinking of a different town in Texas, but this is about James Bird who got dragged by the pickup truck.
got you.
Yeah.
That was the gay guy, wasn't it? No.
I
I'm
don't
thinking
know.
I'm never mind. That's Brokeback Mountain. My fault. No, my bad. Yo,
Oh lordy, oh lordy. The connection there, I really want to know what the connection is, but we don't got enough time for that. But
you
I'm super
see,
interested.
all right, hold up. See, this is the thing, man. This is the thing. Like, I remember when that movie came out, like a lot of people was like
What,
just
Brokeback Mountain?
yeah, like
Okay.
everybody was like, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger playing gay, and I can't watch it, and all this type of stuff. So I'm like, man, fuck that. I fuck with both of them. I was like, I'm gonna give this shit a shot. It was a good fucking movie, man.
That movie was trash.
Nah, that movie was a good movie.
Come
Now,
on,
the
man. Come
crazy
on,
part
man.
about
That
it,
movie was trash. First and foremost, I'll be honest with you. Okay. We out here on this farm or doing whatever we supposed to be doing. Okay.
it wasn't a form, but
Mountain or whatever the fuck these niggas was at. It was a mountain or farm. I know they was farmers,
yeah,
right? Okay, no, they was farm hands because they was like cowboys and shit like that. So
like
they was
ranchers or some shit.
ranchers. There you go. They was ranchers. They ended up on the mountain, whatever they was doing on the mountain, and it got cold or something like that. They was trying to keep each other warm, or I don't know how it happened. All I know is it didn't make sense.
What, two gay men that are married with kids? They would take this trip every year to be with each other, but they
That's how
can't.
it happened.
Yeah,
I gotta go
that,
back and watch this movie then because I didn't know that they was already gay.
yeah. They would just well, you knew back in them times you couldn't just what I mean. So they got
No,
with a
yeah, I
woman.
don't care about that part. I'm saying I didn't know. I thought they turned gay.
No,
Oh, okay.
they were
Okay, never
already
mind. Never
gay, but
mind.
they
Yeah,
were
then
just
I take everything I said back because now I got to go back and rewatch the movie with this knowledge. Now I didn't know that they was already gay.
yeah, they were already gay, but like
Yeah,
but they was living the life that society
right.
tells you to live. They got with
They
their
was faking.
girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like their girl just thought, oh well, he's taking his yearly trip with his friend where
got
they go fishing and all that type shit, but they up there having a
yo.
relationship.
No, listen. You really just changed my whole outlook on this movie now because I'm being honest with you. I had no idea that they were already gay.
Yes, man, they were already gay. And they
Okay,
was
now
because
everything makes.
they were talking about leaving their wives and being together, but the
Yeah, I
reason why
remember.
they didn't.
Who was that? Not was it Heath Ledger? He was like, "I can't quit you."
Yeah, you stupid. You stupid. But
Wait, uh,
for the people, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know all these. Maybe they haven't seen it. But when you said dragged by a truck, that's what happened to. I think Heath Ledger. I think his character was the one who died, and he was being dragged from a truck by his penis. Like that's how he died because they found out that he was gay. That's what when you said dragged by a truck. That's the first thing that
yo,
came
I
to my
really
mind.
gotta go back and rewatch this movie now because I don't remember none of this shit.
Well,
What?
they don't show it. They don't show it.
They just
But
say it?
yeah, they say it because when Jake Gyllenhaal went to his wife or whatever, and they told the story of he was, I think, because I think they stopped seeing each other, and I guess he just wanted
Yeah,
to be with a guy, and I think he went to a bar or something, and then they found out that he was gay, and so they like beat him to a pulp and then dragged him by his penis by a truck, and that's how he ended up dying.
that's fucking crazy. Now I will say
Yeah,
this: I remember the '90s, and I can't really speak for white culture, but in black culture, we wasn't really. Well, I can't speak for all black culture, but we really wasn't like beating the shit out of the gay dudes like that.
Not like that. I think when it came to
We just made fun of them.
see, I think like me being in the South, you know what I'm saying, all that type
Yeah.
shit. Like it was just more of like, well, the older people thought that they could pray that shit out of you. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no, yeah, that shit was
Or
crazy. No, yeah, that shit. Like okay. I don't have I ever told you about my cousin Anthony in DC?
no.
Okay. So I'm story time with Scoots Bronson. So I had an aunt, right? And she was older. I think around this time she may have been in her 60s, maybe 70s. You know what I'm saying? Older, right? And this was my grandfather's aunt. So she was older. And so we went to take a family trip to Washington, DC, because we have family out that way. Not knowing like we got a bunch of family in that area. Speaking of, I got a lot of family in South Carolina. Had no idea, right? Um, so we got family in like Georgia, South Carolina, DC, Maryland, in that DMV area. My dad's side, like West Virginia. So it's a bunch. I got a bunch of family like in that East Coast coastal region. We go out to Washington, DC for a family trip. And as we, you know what I'm saying, taking this trip, my aunt had pretty much reconnected with, you know what I'm saying, these family members because she hasn't seen them in like damn their ages. You know what I'm saying? Since probably I think she was like maybe in her 20s. You know what I'm saying? So it's been years upon years since, you know what I'm saying, she's seen them. And then she hasn't really been in contact with them for probably about maybe 10 to 15 years after that. Or you know what I'm saying, since the or before the trip, I'm sorry. So maybe 10 to 15 years before the trip. They reconnect, and you know what I'm saying, my mom was like, yo, we should go to Washington, DC, take Aunt Bessie, because that was her name, Aunt Bessie. So take Aunt Bessie out there, you know what I'm saying, so we can see the family. It'll be our chance to meet them, so on and so forth, right? So we get there. When we get there, right? Um, we talking to everybody. We get to their house. Now, mind you, I didn't know about, like, I think they call row houses or whatever, but how small these houses are and how close these shits are together. So these are like real houses, but they look like apartments and shit because they so close. So we finally get there. They pretty spacious on the inside, but they still look little as fuck outside. We get there, and my cousin is talking about uh my other cousin Anthony. And
You stupid.
I'm sorry, because it's still funny to this day. So my cousin is mentioning a family member of mine named Anthony, and I don't know who son Anthony is or any of that. I just know that my cousin is there. She got a son named Olu, and he about to get married and all this other stuff, right? So um we get there, talk about Anthony. They call Anthony, and they like, Anthony is on the way because he wants to see Aunt Bessie. He ain't seen her in forever since he's been little or whatever, but he wants to see Aunt Bessie. So we all sitting there, we chilling, we talking and meeting, for the first time, and they catching up, so on and so forth. And somebody knocks on the door. So my cousin she says, "Oh, that must be Anthony." So we like, cool. A person walks in, okay, and it's a woman. But as a child, when you see a woman, it's a woman, right? You see a man, it's a man. However, it had a real distinctive voice. So being older, realizing that Anthony didn't have his full surgery, but you know what I'm saying, he had some surgery. So this is my first time seeing and being introduced to a transgender person. This is my own family member. I've never, you know what I'm saying, seen this in real life before. None of this. Walks in, And my aunt, remember, she's 60, 70 from the South, older. She's sitting down. And my cousin comes in and says, "Here you go, Aunt Bessie. This is Anthony. Here go Anthony." And Anthony hugs my Aunt Bessie. So my aunt said, "Where's Anthony?" So then Anthony replies, "Aunt Bessie, it's me." My Aunt Bessie said, "The hell?" Now, whew, all right. That story wasn't to disparage anybody from the LGBTQ community or none of that. Just to say that, you know, I had to tell that story because it related to what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying? But especially with that whole situation. But I just always, like, to me, that always stuck out. That shit has always been a funny moment to me in history, because seeing somebody older, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, being from the South, they wouldn't have prayed away and shit like that. So seeing somebody older, seeing, you know what I'm saying, somebody so, you know what I'm saying, forthcoming and, you know what I'm saying, pretty much proud of themselves and who they are. It was just like, it was like a clash of the fucking titans, man. Like, that's all my aunt talked about the whole time we was at that house. She couldn't let that shit go. So yes, they definitely do not play that shit when they older from the South. That is something that they don't understand that shit by a long shot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I totally agree with you on that part. But yeah, I didn't know that's how that movie panned out. Also though, yeah, so James Byrd is that actually happened. That shit was on the news and everything. I don't know if you remember that incident, but that was on the news and everything. He got dragged through town and shit. Like, they beat him up, did all that shit, and dragged him through town. Excuse me, and that was a huge thing. But it was it was another incident in Texas where, like, some kids got hung from a tree or something at a school. I forgot where it's at, but that was another thing that happened like in 2000 something. But that's what I had got it confused with. But yeah, Jasper, Texas, it ended up being a TV movie, of course. And he played brother Khaled X. And I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if brother Khaled was with brother Ben Muhammad. I'm not sure, but they were all around that same area of the Nation of Islam and stuff like that. So that's who he's portraying in the film. And then I'm trying to see what else is on here that we can. Oh man, I didn't know this. 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
That's crazy. That's a huge movie. Oh, nigga was in City of Angels with why do I always forget this nigga's name, bro? Blair Underwood, the most evilest black nigga everybody knows. That nigga used to be a heartthrob, and somehow, like, he turned into like the black movie villain of all time, bro. He was in the TV series Soul Food. Let me see what else. And Life, Sopranos, and all that. So yeah, I mean, like, though, he has an extensive ass movie career, bro.
He does, but you skipped over a few, and I'm thinking maybe you didn't see those.
Okay, talk to me.
Back in 2019, like he was in Queen and Slim,
Mm-hmm.
which the way they promoted that movie, I thought that shit was gonna be dope as fuck, and then I watched it. Like, yo,
What a letdown.
this shit. Yeah, it was such a letdown. But
Mm-hmm.
he was also in Spencer Confidential, which went under the radar. It went under the radar. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Netflix. It was Netflix.
Yeah, it was Netflix, but it was still Mark Wahlberg, and this is when Winston Duke is coming off of Black Panther.
Yep.
So you know what I mean,
and Us.
Yeah, coming off of both of those, and like it felt like it kind of flopped. But
well, I think, hold on, what year was that? That was
2020.
COVID.
That was COVID.
It was COVID. Yeah.
Now
and you got to remember what they was up against that too, though.
This is
You got to
true.
remember HBO Max at the time was releasing films straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Movie theater type shit. Who else was doing that? Disney was doing it. And I want to say Peacock or Paramount or one of them was doing the same thing. Like a lot of shit was going straight to platform. So yeah, that was tough to go up against that. You know what I'm saying? With the way Netflix was and the extensive catalog that they had, they didn't have the new releases. And that's what kind of killed that.
Yeah. And he was also in 11 episodes of Fargo. Now, when it
Yeah, the
comes to
one with
Fargo,
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, that's the
Mhm.
only season of Fargo that I watched. Was that
great,
one?
great,
It
great
was
season.
yes, it was
The
a
first
great
season was
season.
good too, but the to see Chris Rock in that element, not playing the comedian and just like kind of getting his like acting chops for real, like really doing his thing, I was impressed. Great season of Fargo though.
Yeah, I was too. Now I didn't watch the Ghostbusters Afterlife. I didn't watch that one,
Yeah, I didn't
but
either.
he was also in that one. But dude, let me tell you. So I watched Old Dads right last night. Now, when it comes to Bokeem, like his character was kind of, it was dope that he was able to have like a girlfriend and that turned into a fiance that was like fucking 20 years younger than him. You want to know who his fiance was?
Who?
Old girl, Franklin Saint's girlfriend, Mel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's Bokeem Woodbine's pregnant
Right.
girlfriend. She's like
Right.
30 years younger than him, dude. It's
Right.
like, what the fuck?
That's
But
hilarious.
man, let me tell you what. Bill Burr,
Hilarious.
hilarious. Yo,
No,
there's one scene.
are you talking about the hotel scene?
Well, that scene's funny too.
That
But
shit was hilarious.
I'm talking about the scene before that one though.
Yeah.
When he was doing the auction joke, and I don't think people understand the whole significance of that joke. So
Yeah.
they were doing this auction thing at for his kids' school or whatever. And so he's like, so they need to get to 30,000 and they're like at like 25 or something like that. So
Mhm.
so he started this bid. He was like, it was supposed to start at 1,200, but I'm gonna start it at 1,500. So he's getting people to bid. So then he tried to bid up, right? So he goes to 3,000. So he goes to 3,000 and nobody's going to bid no more, right? So he was like, all right, somebody give me 3,200. OJ Simpson. And then he says, all right, the white people ain't comfortable. Marcus Allen.
I'm weak.
But this is what makes it worse. And I don't think some people understand. And look, I want to say Bill Burr is a smart guy. I
Mhm.
want to say that he knew this. I don't want to say that like I just know more than people. But
Mhm.
so for people who don't know, so you probably think it's one joke because Marcus Allen and OJ Simpson both wore number 32, right?
Yeah.
But me and I don't know, you might have forgot, but when we did OJ Made in America,
Mhm.
when they talked about Marcus Allen, the reason why, well, it was two reasons why they distanced themselves. One, because Marcus Allen started to become a bigger star than OJ. OJ didn't like that. But remember, there was a rumor that Marcus Allen was hitting the code. And so that's when he really started messing with him. So for
Mhm.
Bill Burr to say OJ Simpson, and then he said, all right, white people are uncomfortable. Marcus Allen. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, they still uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing changes.
It didn't change anything.
No.
So I don't
No.
know if people. I want to say Bill Burr is aware of that. I want to
Absolutely.
say that he
Absolutely.
was,
Absolutely.
but dude, that
Because
was hilarious.
like a lot of the stuff in this movie is set up off of his comedy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely off the like this whole
Like
movie is about.
the hotel scene. The hotel scene. He has a bit about that. Like dude come up to him, he outside smoking a cigar, and he like, yeah, you can't smoke. And he looking at him, dude vaping. He like, wait a minute. He was like, but you smoking. It's like, I'm not smoking, I'm vaping.
Vaping.
He was like, look at that smoking. He was like, yeah, you just can't smoke. He's like, so the guy comes up to me smoking, telling me I can't smoke. I'm like, bro, that shit is hilarious, man. I mean, Bill Burr is very underrated as a comedian. For those who like comedy, though, he's up there. But for like people who are like casuals, to me, he's in that lane of like um he's in that lane of like that Carlin would be in, that Chris Rock is in, that Dave Chappelle is in. You know what I'm saying? Like up there,
Yeah.
up there. Yeah, Bill Burr is up there, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's up there, especially with all of the different crowds. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a extra POV on cultures. You know what I'm saying? He has a black wife, so I'm sure that seeing the shit in their family and all that type stuff is very helpful for his stand-up routines. So, you know what I'm saying? That's always dope to see and for especially, you know what I'm saying, in his comedy, he kills jokes, bro. It's like he's one of those people that gets it. You know what I mean? Um and he does my favorite type of comedy, which is observational comedy, which is what, you know, Chris Rock and Chappelle and all them do. Cat Williams, one of those too. You know what I'm saying? He does observational comedy, which I always enjoy seeing stand-ups do that. So do you want to do top three, or do you want to just go ahead and close it out? Because
No,
we've been on here a little longer.
yeah, we've been long. I'll run through my top three.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going first? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, look, man. This is very easy for me, man. I got Dead Presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What a shocker. I got Life. What a shocker. And Ray. Come on. It's just
Damn, we really ain't even talk about him playing Fathead on Ray either. Really, sheesh. I'm gonna go the first two. I gotta agree with you. Dead Presidents and Life. I mean, that's kind of a gimme. Um, man, I'm gonna go Black Dynamite.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Black Dynamite. I thought he did a very good job in Black Dynamite. Especially having to play the hater nigga, which is tough to do in a movie like that. Especially with it being like well, not a spoof, but it's supposed to be in the style of black exploitation. So
Yeah.
having to, you know what I'm saying, like play that role and do all that, like he did a hell of a job in that. That scene, man, listen, that scene where they all sitting in that motherfucking restaurant or club or whatever that was supposed to be, and that nigga Black Dynamite bust in and told them niggas they can't sell drugs no more. And fucking oh my god, what is his name? Hold on, because I gotta give him credit for this. Cedric Wilborough. Wood is it Wood Yarborough? Cedric Yarborough. This nigga so Black Dynamite, right? He come in, he Tommy Davidson in there, Cedric Yarborough in there, Bokeem Woodbine, like a couple other people or whatever. And basically they talking about how, you know, they making money pimping and selling drugs and all this shit. So Black Dynamite come in and he like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I need y'all to get that shit off the streets because it's doing whatever it was doing, it had affected Black Dynamite and what they was doing. So they was like, oh man, you know, now we can't sell no drugs because if we do, you know, Black Dynamite gonna come. And you know, Black Dynamite the badass, he whooping everybody ass. So Cedric y'all bros like so Black Dynamite come in like y'all can't sell drugs. And Cedric y'all bros like, damn, Black Dynamite, but I sell drugs. So he like, well, you can't sell them no more. He said, well, damn, Black Dynamite, what am I supposed to do? So he got this weird ass cadence that he talking in, but it's funny than the motherfucker. So then, like, Tommy Davidson is talking, and he like, wait a minute, Black Dynamite, what about pimping? So Black Dynamite like, oh, no, pimping is cool. He said, but drugs, he was like, nah, drugs ain't cool. So, you know, Tommy Davidson sit back like, all right, cool, I'm good. I'm just a pimp. So then Black Dynamite leave, and that nigga Bokeem Woodbine was like, who is this nigga? coming in here telling us we can't sell drugs. Well, he think he just gonna run me off the block. I shoot that nigga. And he was, so this nigga said, your bro was like, he looked around, he was like, is Black Dynamite gone? He was like, yeah. He was like, okay, cool. He looked at that nigga Bokeem. I was like, you can't say that with that Black Dynamite around. As fuck, bro. It's just it's a great fucking scene, man. Like just to see like all of them interacting and shit. And then Tommy Davidson is like he telling the story or some shit like the whole shit is just funny, man. If y'all ain't seen Black Dynamite, definitely go watch that shit. That is a great comedy. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna roll with, man. Let's get into the coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
Right. So this is the next episode is on a documentary. We got a doc for you about one of the probably the greatest actors, you know what I'm saying, of what the 80s and the 90s and the of possibly all time.
I mean, we gotta put the 70s in there, man. Like,
Yeah, gotta put
that's
the
when
70s
that's when he started it.
Yeah, you might know him as Rambo. You might know him as Rocky. You might know him as
Shit, might know him as a cliffhanger. I mean, who knows? I mean,
shit, man, you might even know this nigga as the bad guy in one of the Spy Kids movies. We talk about Sylvester Stallone. You know what I'm saying? It's a documentary on Sylvester Stallone. It's called Sly. Looks super promising. I watched the trailer on it, and this might be one of them ones, man.
yeah, man. I watched it a couple of weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. It was. I like I said, I learned a lot, man, and I've gained a lot of respect for. Not that I didn't have respect for him in the beginning, but it was just like when you know more information, it's like, oh yeah, like this dude, he's different.
Yeah. To take, and this is what I like about Sylvester Stallone and just like the Rocky franchise in general, to take the guys that he took in these movies, Carl Weathers, Dolph Lundgren, Mr. T, you know what I'm saying? And to to put them in the positions in these movies that he put them in is super, super dope. Because if you go back and like really think about it, all of these guys are action guys. You know what I'm saying? Carl Weathers was Action Jackson, no pun intended. Dolph Lundgren was He-Man and a whole bunch of movies before that. And then you got Mr. T, who was in the A-Team and, you know what I'm saying, other stuff too. And to take them and put them in this type of movie and, you know what I'm saying, well, I guess you could say Apollo Creed was kind of the villain in the first one. Or he was the antagonist at least. I don't want to say
Antagonist,
the
at
villain because he
least.
really wasn't the villain. He was the
Yeah.
antagonist. And then like Dolph Lundgren was the villain. Mr. T was the villain. You know what I'm saying? But like just to put all of them in there and then kind of model them after actual boxers, I thought was dope. Because like Apollo Creed is supposed to be like Muhammad Ali. I know Mr. T was supposed to be like George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who the fuck Dolph Lundgren was supposed to be, but whoever his real life counterpart is, if that nigga was like that in real life, that nigga was nice. Because Dolph Lundgren was breaking shit. So yeah, I thought that was, you know what I'm saying, super dope for him to get those guys, man, and put them in that light. Especially knowing that this is all his shit. That's super, super dope. You know what I'm saying? That's really, really dope. So we'll get more into it on the next episode. We'll, you know what I'm saying, talk about all of the great things that Sylvester Stallone has done. I really hope they talk a lot about Rambo in this documentary because that is a one of a kind series. I don't think anybody else could do no shit like that. Especially with everything that's going on too. So I thought that was dope. So yeah, if you enjoy this episode. If you didn't enjoy this episode, if you was like me when you was younger and thought that Bokeem Woodbine was a member of Onyx, hit us up on socials, man, on Instagram and on, on Instagram and on X, man, at Viewer 9 Pod, on Facebook, VA Pod Watch Group. Don't forget on X, we got a community where we can talk about movies and TV 24/7. Join it if you get a chance. Viewers Anonymous, I'm sorry. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We got paid episodes that you guys have not heard yet if you aren't subscribed. So make sure you do that so you can listen. It's only $2.99 a month. The link is in the description of this podcast that you're listening to. So go to that description. Go ahead, click that link. Go ahead, subscribe, man. You won't be mad at yourself. I promise you. And then last but not least, if you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on X at Scoops Bronson. I got a link to in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
Man, y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. X. At 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. Last episode is 139, which is about Guy Fisher. So go check that out on all major platforms.
Dope. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Without you, there could be no us. And we hope for your continued support. But like they say in Hollywood, until the next episode, that's a wrap.
Cut.